What's up? Today on Eating While Standing, we have chef veteran Jason with us. He is going to be talking about his start in the industry in the late 80s to his love-hate relationship with the industry today. Also, stay tuned. Zach finally gets a win.
What the fuck is Waffle House wins? Always tell you. I told him.
No. All right, I see we are recording, so
Yeah, we're going.
today we have my boy, my friend, Jason. You know, saying we worked together at the last restaurants. And how you doing today, Jason?
I'm doing great.
Nice.
Doing great.
Nice. Everybody else doing good? Curtis, Zach, y'all doing good?
I'm tired.
I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm dead.
Yes.
Aren't we all?
Oh, you guys want to hear a new dad joke I learned today, courtesy of Jason over there? Why can't you hear a pterodactyl pee?
Oh, no.
Because the P is silent.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty good one though, huh? I didn't get that one right away.
I feel like a part of me just died. And
No, it
there's
did
not
not.
much of me left. So why did
No.
you do that?
I just added to your life. So
Yeah.
You don't realize it now, but I added to your life.
You did. You
'Cause
took
in,
away
like-
the P.
No, I mean I did, but it was
Yes.
always
I'm
silent.
sorry, you
It
just-
was always
Man's
silent.
gotta
Subtracted from it.
It is,
gotta
but it's
grow.
always
Change
silent.
it
It's
here.
there. It's always going to be there. It's like knife.
Just like
Yeah,
you. Just
that's true. I'll always be here.
Hi, Jason.
Hi, Jason.
Hey, how's it going, guys? How we doing? How we doing?
What's up?
Doing good. So yeah, we're gonna talk a little bit about your career, where you've started at. Like you started in what, like 1700s? You said. How was it working on Christopher Columbus's ship?
pretty shitty?
Oh, yeah.
Lots of scurvy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You didn't bring the oranges.
No,
You always forgot
no,
the oranges.
No lemons. No lemons.
No lemons.
Or limes. But no, it was good. All right, you know.
So when did you really start off? What year was it when you got your first job?
When I got my
Dishwasher?
first job, no, I was a food runner
Oh.
in a pub and restaurant, kind of
Okay.
like the club, I guess.
Yeah. Pre-prohibition. See, that's how old he is. They didn't have laws back then. Prohibition came along.
About 15.
Yeah.
Or so when I started.
Yeah.
14,
Nice.
You said this was the
Yeah.
80s?
15. Yeah, it was like 86, 87, something
Dang.
like that. I
Oh.
graduated in 93.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Wow.
So started off food running, and then how did you end up in the kitchen?
Yeah, because like
When,
you started off
yeah.
as a food runner, so
Yeah, you
that
started
means
off
like you
front
were
of
front of
house.
house actually.
Yeah.
yeah, and you know, I started out as a food runner, and then I worked Sunday brunch buffet doing omelet station and carving like roast beef and ham and
Oh,
turkey,
sweet,
shit
man.
like
Yeah.
that. So, and then I just kind of moved into the kitchen from there.
Chef kind of liked you, and he was like, "Hey,
Yeah, it's like
he worked out
this
a deal
kid
with the front of the
kinda-
house
this kid
manager."
kinda
Were
knows
you
what he's
trying?
doing.
Was that like your like intention though? Was like to I'm gonna get it back there.
Yeah, I mean, I was always like artistic. You know, I did a lot of drawing when I was a kid, so I mean,
Okay.
it just kind of seemed like a, you know, something that I could put on a plate as like an art piece almost. You know,
Yeah,
that's
that's
kind of
cool.
how
Yeah.
I saw it. You know,
Yeah, I
it's
agree
only
with you
there
on
for a
that.
little bit and then
Yeah.
it's gone. So that's what I kind of liked about it.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
It's like an individual artwork for the
Yeah.
person.
A temporary art piece that's also delicious.
Yeah, basically.
It's
So-
an entire field of culinary, right? Just artistic expression. People that
Kind
are
of
doing
like,
the
well, you started
plating
off in a
Yeah.
pub, so I mean,
I mean, it wasn't, you know,
there, but
it wasn't
you had
there,
it,
but that was kind of that's
that
what
was-
kind of drew me
Uh-huh.
to it. I'm not really. I don't know what drew me to it other than I'm a little fucked in the head.
Yeah.
apparently.
sex, drugs, and rock and roll, pretty much.
There's a lot of us in this industry. I mean,
Was it like so with that, especially because like with the artistic side of it and everything, like, you and like you just said, like I think that kind of personifies a lot of people in this industry, right? Like we're just fucked. We want to take the beating.
Starving artist.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I tend to excel in that situation. High stress situations tend to make me super focused and come up
Yeah.
with solutions to problems.
Same.
Oh
So,
yeah.
Yes, the chaos is my zen almost.
the organized
Yeah,
chaos.
the
makes me
organized chaos. Yes.
calm.
Yeah.
If-
So you
if-
worked at
if
the
if that works.
you worked at the pub 2-3 years. How long were you at the pub for?
Till I was about 16.
Okay.
16
2
or
years.
so. Yeah,
Good experience.
And then kind of graduated high school. Didn't have the grades to get to like a university
That happens
or
also.
anything.
Yeah, like
So
SAT score was like 340.
yeah, it was not good.
Not good.
And I always liked cooking, so I just kind of my direction was culinary school for whatever reason,
Nice.
So I went back to Virginia Beach where I was from and went to culinary school for 2 years.
Yeah.
And started working while I was in culinary school, started working for this, it was a fine dining restaurant in the front and a French bistro in the back. So it was like open concept kitchen.
Wow.
Doing rotisserie legs of lamb and rotisserie chicken. Saute, tenderloin, bigger rods of tenderloin.
Yeah, no, like,
all that stuff. So it was a good place for me while I was in school because they like held my feet to the fire.
Nice.
But then the first week of me starting there, the head chef Alon comes to me and says, "I want you to cook us all dinner," and I'm like flipping out, going.
That's why they say
Dude.
baptism by fire.
Yeah.
In the kitchen, you get baptized
And
by
it
fire, not
was-
water.
Definitely the baptism by fire.
Yep.
No joke.
Yeah.
how did it go?
Well, they didn't say anything, so I guess it went pretty well.
He kept his job for a few more
Yeah.
days. Can I keep my job? That used to always be my
So-
question. I get to keep my job? Like,
There was really no criticism. There was so I figured no news was good news. So and they let me stay.
yeah, they let me stay.
I guess I did
Okay.
all right.
Did you get another opportunity? Did they ask you again?
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Right,
good.
okay, so
I'll
you
say.
obviously didn't do bad.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. So
Nice.
I did I think it was a stuffed orange roughy with like
Oh, wow.
spinach.
I haven't heard that fish in forever. I haven't heard that name in years.
Well, that's because I'm old.
Yeah, I know, right?
Christopher Columbus is when I
Yeah.
started.
Well, about this time, this is 95, 94.
Yeah, it's about 90. Yeah.
You know what I'm
94,
saying?
95.
About this time is when I was coming into it. So my 14-year-old self at this time now, you've done graduated high school, going to culinary school. I'm just coming into the game like that. So I really looked up to chefs like you. You were the reason I became a chef, though, in all honesty. You know what I'm saying? We're like 10 years apart.
I'm sorry.
Oh, man. I know. No, I don't.
This is the bait and switch.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm really sorry about that.
Yeah, you pretty much ruined my life. So I just like to say.
It's only because mine was
I
ruined
think
first.
yeah, right? Nice. Yeah. But now you're finally out of the pubs. You're going into fine dining. You did that for how many years, really? How many years did you put yourself through that?
I did it for a while. Once I graduated from culinary school, I kind of moved away and went to North Carolina.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Good restaurants out there. I mean, I don't know a lot about North Carolina. I
It's
think I've been
amazing
there
barbecue.
once. Nah,
Yeah.
see, I don't like their barbecue. Their mustard barbecue. I'm not a big fan of their barbecue.
Blasphemy. I love it.
I'd rather have Texas.
Yeah, you
They know how to do
stay down here in the
briskets.
South. You're not safe.
I know.
You're not
I
safe
am
up in
here.
the
I am
mountains.
here. Or Kansas City barbecue.
you're just shitting all over North Carolina barbecue.
Not
That's
at
what
all.
you're
Not at all. Not shitting on. I'm just saying I don't like
telling me. I mean,
it.
it's vinegar based, lots of
Mm.
smoke.
It is. Yes. Yes. I just don't like it. That's just my opinion. That's it. Don't be mad at me, North Carolina.
People in the
Shoot.
South, you're gonna be upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
You're gonna have
They-
your
they've been
face
upset since
plastered
I-
on that
Go back to
welcome North-
California,
Yeah.
asshole.
they've been up since I got here, you know?
Y'all been fucking up food for a while.
Yeah.
Well, we're from Atlanta. We don't know how to make food. So
That's not true. That's
We know
not
how to make
true
a
at
lot of
all.
People know what good food is here in Atlanta.
No,
that's
that's
fair.
not true either.
I
You
want to
guys
get into
got-
that at some point because there is a
Yeah.
whole thing about that.
Yeah,
Whereas like
yeah.
Atlanta's food identity is just almost non-existent. We don't really have an identity. We don't have anything. Like when you think of Atlanta, you don't think of food. You think of parties, raves, and strippers.
As an
Underground,
outsider, I'm
yeah.
going to disagree with you. That when I moved from California to Atlanta, one of the main reasons I moved here was because at that time in 2015, Atlanta was the hot scene. Atlanta still is a pretty good hot scene for food.
I mean, we finally
bro.
finally got a Michelin star.
Yeah,
again.
exactly.
It's
I mean,
kind of fallen
there's
off
only
a little bit.
3 other cities in America that have it. You're the 4th city, bro, in all of America. It's pretty impressive.
I mean, yeah.
Don't hate on Atlanta's food.
I'm not
think that
hating on
we
Atlanta.
will have to get
I'm
into
just
that
saying that one day we will have to get into that because I'm just saying that we have a very non-existent food identity.
Yeah, but it's yours though.
Very kind of schizophrenic.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
it's like the weather.
Yeah, like we don't know. We just make everything, and we don't really specialize in anything.
Well,
you can't be a
collards,
city
biscuits,
this big and do fried
that.
chicken.
Yeah, you get all the southern
Come
staples.
on now.
But then as a giant city, with
Like,
a bunch of
Georgia
people
does the
that
best
come
fried
in.
get a lot of
chicken.
that. If you leave Atlanta, you get a lot better stuff.
Oh yeah,
of that southern cooking.
it's
I'm
always
sorry.
outside the metro area.
I don't
What do you
know.
think? Come on, man.
I don't know. I've had better fried chicken in a gas station in Virginia than I've had here in Georgia.
Boom!
You are.
Oh, shots fired.
Yeah. Well, I guess I've never been to Virginia either, though, so I can't say that. You know.
So I mean, you would think you would come here and you would find like the phenomenal
Yeah.
fried chicken and glorious biscuits on every goddamn corner, and they're like biscuits are like this drop square bread that they put on a sheet pan, and
Yes.
like gravy is like wallpaper paste. Because I mean, look, Century House was the first place that actually did it right, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
like
wow.
out of
Yeah.
every place I've ever seen,
It's so easy to make gravy, though.
I
How would you not make gravy?
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know.
But I grew up with grandmothers who cooked like old Southern black ladies. So I mean,
Okay,
we had
yeah.
we had collards and
So maybe that's
Boiled
why I guess
potatoes
me
and
being an outsider, I don't
chicken
have
and
that.
fried
So
fish
like I see it
Mhm.
as like I've never had this cuisine before. But you guys have grandmothers to where you're judging all these restaurants on your grandmothers.
That's what everyone
Right.
judges off of,
Yeah, it's your
especially in the
grandmother.
South. However,
Yeah.
your grandma
Yep.
made it. If it's not as good as that, you got to step up
I
your
mean,
game.
ham
Yeah, no, you're
hocks.
not wrong.
That's
at
why people
all.
go to churches. Like some
need
of
a
those,
Southern
some of those
grandma.
really southern chains do it decently well. It's still, still fast food.
Yeah.
But
That's
some
what.
of them do like have that spirit to it. You're like, oh
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think
It's
they
gotta
think that's
have
why it's like
soul
the
to
first.
it. It's
Yeah.
like there's no soul in the food here.
Yes, thank you. It's like it's Atlanta specifically. It's like the further you go out, like I was talking about, like a gas station in Virginia, gas stations in rural Georgia, Georgia's. Like there's more of us out there.
Well, there is as a
There is
country.
one more, but they're
one more.
European. I doubt they're
It's
making
European.
chicken biscuits.
Yeah.
But,
Well, I don't know.
chicken's actually a rarity outside of the U.S.
yeah.
I
But-
worked with a German like foreign exchange hospitality lady one time, and when she came to America, she thought everybody knew how to make biscuits and gravy. And you guys know that I just learned how to make biscuits like
Like a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you're over
Yeah,
here
not
judging,
even-
saying that all the
yeah,
business
right.
is so good.
Right.
The biscuits he makes are fucking phenomenal.
I bet.
yeah.
It's
want to
only
take
because he
passion
learned
of
from
it.
me and
Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I say
that's
Brian was
it.
talking about that last week.
Yeah.
He taught you how to make biscuits
2 times, bro. But that was like that's how simple it is. I was like, I didn't know how to make it. He showed me, fucked it up the first time. Realized I was like, okay, this is what I did wrong. You really just don't overwork it. Just kind of
No.
lightly massage it, and boom,
Barely.
pop them out.
Just barely have.
And
it
you
come
can't
together.
twist the cutter. You got to just
Don't
go down
twist
and
it.
wiggle it.
Yeah,
Straight.
yeah.
Straight
No,
Straight
There's
down.
a rule,
Do not,
bro.
You twist, you seal the holes, and
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah.
rise.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You-
Learn that
you-
mistake
You gotta
too.
let that steam come out.
So if
and
you guys
rise
need
and get
biscuit
those layers.
recipes, I got one for you. I'll put the biscuit
Keep
recipe.
everything ice cold.
Yes,
That's the key.
Yeah, this fool
Frozen
with like
butter.
frozen butter. We put frozen butter
Yes.
in there.
Frozen shredded butter.
Shaved it up too, like just grated the butter. Not even
water.
like
Put
putting,
ice cubes in it.
Yeah, it works. It
It's
works.
Colder the better.
Yeah.
Builds those layers.
I love it. You can hear I can hear like in your voice too. Like you actually do like love to
Oh,
cook, don't
yeah.
Oh, I do. I do.
Uh,
I've lost
Amazing,
a lot
bro.
of my passion over the years because of all the bullshit that happens in our industry and everything
Yeah.
that we have to deal with as chefs.
you? Yeah.
It's worn me down and grown me down to a point where I'm just like
There's no
It's-
money in it. It's
it's
hard.
garbage.
It's hard to make a living.
garbage.
Mm.
It's
It's hard.
the reason why I left it for
Yeah.
12 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't do it. I had kids. I mean, I had to make money and support a family. So
Wow. So you left for 12 years and went
Yeah.
to IT,
Yeah.
which we've talked about that on this show. You know, saying like how that transition works out and how hard it is. Yeah, was it hard for you to leave a kitchen and all of a sudden to be sitting down at a computer desk? Was there any adjustment to
It
it?
was hard for me to adjust to cube land.
Yeah.
Like sitting in front of a computer screen.
Yeah.
Mm.
like, because I'm used to, but I mean, in my job, I did IT, so I did technical support. So I actually got to get up and go out and visit people and fix problems at their spot instead of just sitting at my desk, like this all day on a keyboard.
So
it was, but still, Cubeland in a whole, like, just drives me crazy.
Yeah, because you're not moving.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not as much. I mean, like, there's no stress. There's no, like, sound. There's no nothing. You're just, like, waiting for that call, just trying to get stuff done. Is that it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. You're just working on projects or waiting for the next meeting, pretty much, to have another meeting.
And that paid pretty good, too, I bet. Shoot.
Yeah, I made like $75,000 a year.
And that was
had full health benefits, 2 weeks paid vacation.
Back when houses cost $50,000.
How'd you get into it?
My mom actually worked for the company, and I am just really, I'm like a jack of all. I'm good with my hands. Like, I started working on a traditional phone system where I had to actually run copper wires for tip and ring.
Okay.
And then it eventually went to a hybrid system where you started doing the VoIP stuff.
But where do you get training for something like that? Or you just learned on the job and just lied?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, sure, I know what I'm doing.
My boss, Rob Whitaker, basically asked me if I knew what tip and ring was, and I said yes, and he said, you're pretty much hired.
Okay. And, did you or did you lie? I would have lied.
No, I knew
sure,
what it was.
I know exactly what that.
Yeah. I mean, I knew there was, you had your two wires. One was your ground, one was your positive.
Oh, okay. That's what that even means.
This is back when you picked up a phone and you actually heard.
Right. Yeah. Before cell phones.
People don't know what dial tone is anymore. I've had people call me and put in a trouble ticket going, my phone is making this horrible noise. What is it?
Oh, wow.
I'm like, it's dial tone. It means it's working.
If you don't hear that, that's when when
you don't hear the noise,
figure a way to call me. Figure a way out because you can't call me. Yeah, if you're able to call me, then there's no problem. Okay, so
you did that for 12 years. You said
12 years. Yeah, 12 years. Went to full from the analog system to full VoIP. Which is voice over IP, routers, switches, all that stuff. I used to be so bored. I used to mess with my coworkers. I used to set up what's called an analog phone off a router, and you can make it look like any phone number. So I would make it look like their bosses were calling them. And you just take a regular old like analog phone. And you take it off the hook, and as soon as you take it off the hook, it dials their phone number. And then the caller ID pops up as their boss. And they'd pick up the phone and be like, hey, Glenn, what's going on? Hey, hello? Hello? And then I'd hang up the phone. And then I'd wait a few minutes, and then I'd take the phone off the hook again. And I'm just down the hall from my actual boss who I'm doing this to. And like after 3 or 4 times, the next time I hear him call, he's like, Glenn, are you calling me? I'm like, I just go run over there. I would clown everybody. I mean, I'd fill their cubes up with boxes.
Pranks never stop, huh?
Yeah, exactly. You still live in the kitchen life.
Yeah, I was still living kitchen life. And just in IT.
Over to IT.
Yeah, I mean, I'd tape like coffee cups to, their computer screens and sugar packets and wrap things up with network cables. It's just because I was bored.
Yeah.
I was literally bored.
Yeah, that's one thing about our personality, Chef's personality. You can't give us much time to do anything.
No, because
if we're bored and not doing something, we're going to find games.
If these are idle, then they're the devil's playthings.
Yep.
Yeah. It's exactly right. We will fuck with everybody.
Yes.
It's ingrained in our soul.
It is. We'll find something to do. Somebody's getting a joke, a prank, something on.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it means just putting like some weird ambiguous thing on the computer screens. I remember at work one time, I just got bored at work. It was super slow. And it was back when we actually had some staff. So I just went over to the computer. I just got on MS Paint. I just made this thing that looks like a cup of ice cream, but it also looks like boobs.
I photoshopped my boss's face and a coworker in as like Lieutenant Picard and don't know if you know that from Star Trek, the
Yeah.
Next Generation.
Oh, I know.
And the first mate, I forget who the other guy was, but they were, put their faces on there and put it up on a bulletin board. Hey,
Was it like Stryker or something? I think it was
something like that. William Stryker.
Yeah.
So we had one guy who wore a sweater vest every day. So everybody, I got everybody to come in sweater vest. Everybody, the whole crew. I organized.
Did he notice? Did he ever wear a sweater vest ever again after that day?
Yeah.
Oh, he owned it. Okay, respect.
I mean, I doubt he went out and bought a whole new wardrobe.
Well, you just stopped wearing the sweater vest.
Like the first
you put
day
sweater vest over things. Like
first day, new employee would come. I'd hook up a Tinkerbell phone for them and tell them that's their phone they had to use.
Like an actual
like an
little
actual
Disney phone,
like analog Disney
this.
Tinkerbell phone. Like,
are you the new janitor?
It just was.
We're on a hamburger phone, so you're just a short straw.
You get Tinkerbell's phone.
Tinkerbell.
Until you're here for 2 weeks. You're here for 2 weeks. You get the big people phone.
You make it 2 weeks, then we'll upgrade.
We'll do an upgrade then.
It's kind of comforting to know that the whole dynamic never ends because there's probably some people in sales that were bartenders or in the service industry front of house.
Yep.
So now they're getting fucked with.
Yeah.
Can't get away.
Can't get away.
Doesn't go away.
Never. No.
Never does.
It's just, I can imagine that happening. Like people just like traumatized by the industry and all of a sudden they think they're safe in their cubicle. And then you come along and duct taping sugar packets to their laptop and it's like, God damn it never ends.
It's funny. They did get me one time. They filled my entire cube with boxes and I just kind of jumped in it.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah.
Had fun.
Yeah.
There was nothing in the boxes though, right?
No.
Thank God.
Right.
It would suck if it was like that was an actual delivery.
But it literally was from like floor to ceiling, like 12-foot tall.
Oh, they had everybody. They'd recruited people.
Oh, they had the whole floor in on it.
And they were all in on it. We're finally getting Jason back. We're finally getting him back.
After
today's the day.
After
they
months
wrote that shit on calendars back
they
then.
kind of had enough.
Yeah.
They're like, we're gonna show this guy.
So that was like the office equivalent of like us wrapping someone's truck or car.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that was the equivalent.
So what brought you back then? Like you said you were gone for 12 years. So what brought you back? Since you left for the reason.
Well, yeah, I ended up getting divorced and everybody left. So it was me stuck in a house and I still had my big boy job and I was tired of sitting by myself with my dog. So I went back into the restaurant and just picked it right back up.
So you were kind of doing both for a little bit then, it sounds like, right? Okay. Like your IT job in the morning, you know what I'm saying? And then in the afternoons, you'd go to work at a restaurant just because like.
Yeah, I mean, I got off at like 3:30 in the afternoon or something. So I'd work from like 5 to close.
Wow, how'd it feel? Did it feel good getting back into it, being gone that long?
It did. Yeah. I mean, it's I don't know. It's just the chaos. I enjoy it.
Yeah. Wasn't it crazy when you left for 12 years and the minimum wage never changed once?
Yes.
Yeah, what was that like? Oh yeah. Okay, let's get into that a little bit.
I left in '97, it was still $7.50, and I'm back in 2000.
Because you went from making grown up wages to going back into the kitchen. Like, did you get your pay rate back, or did you what happened?
No, I mean, when I started there, I think I started at $13 an hour.
Wow.
I was just kind of, just happy to be doing something.
Yeah.
It was more of a comic relief for me. It was entertainment. It wasn't really a job. It was just, I mean, not that we weren't getting our asses handed to us, but it was more of entertainment for me. Again, the clowning never stopped. It was always
right. And now you put yourself back in your natural environment, and it's like, oh, these boys know how to clown also, though.
Right.
Like you would have showed up at my kitchen, you would have started those pranks. I'm like, all right, it's on then. Don't start no shit, won't be no shit, But if you start some shit, I'll play right back. I know how to play. Let's have fun.
Well, that was part of the camaraderie. I
mean,
it's like
it is.
Got everybody. If you've got a good team, you have a good team because everybody's got everybody's back, no matter what the hell's going on.
Facts.
Y'all may freaking argue and bitch and yell at each other,
a lot.
but you give
you're right.
You're doing
this, and it's it's work.
It's work.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it after a beer.
Yeah.
When we have a beer.
Exactly.
Yep.
Like even like last night, because like I was getting my ass handed to me. I'm the only one in the kitchen, and it was just nonstop. I didn't get any prep done. Everything just felt like it was going to shit, and I was just irritated, frustrated the entire fucking day. And so I walk up, and at the end of the day, I know I've been a fucking dick the entire fucking day. I just know I
Like,
have.
you know it.
Yeah.
Hang your
So-
head a little lower, you know.
But
you just
I walk up to the bartender. I walk up to Alex, and I'm just kind of like, hey. I just want to let you know, like, I want to apologize for like just being a dick all day and everything. She's like, I don't take anything personally. Like, I know how it is. And I was like, I know, but it's still like it's a thing to apologize for.
Yes.
Like, you want to apologize for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't tell you how many times I've apologized.
Right.
And everybody's like,
Yeah.
what are you apologizing
Yeah.
for? I'm like,
Yeah.
because I was an asshole.
Yeah.
I know I was an asshole.
He's apologized to me a couple times, and I'm like, you're fine.
So it's because you're right. At the end of the day, it's like, no, if you are a part of that team and you were doing those kind of things, like even when you're angry at each other, you're just like you're not angry at each other. You're angry
more-
at
yeah,
the fucking
situation.
work.
Yeah, you're angry at the situation at hand.
Yes.
And there ain't shit you can do about it, but just grin and bear it.
Yeah.
Man.
But it feels good to be a part of that team. And
It
you're
does.
absolutely right. Like that's
does.
why we do this is
Yeah.
for some of that family.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's a lot of that is, I mean, kitchen life has been my family.
Yep.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is
That
my
is
family.
my family.
So
I've had lots of Thanksgivings with just a lot of misfits, We called ourselves the Island of Misfit Toys because we're just people from all around that didn't really have a lot of families, this and that, Families spread out. Like my family's in Missouri, Texas, Maryland, like California, Georgia now, Like I'm in Georgia. So like when my family thought, like, yeah, I got my brother is in Georgia now.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But
got
yeah,
a brother
restaurants. Nope, me. I'm the brother.
oh,
My other brothers got me here. So like when
Gotcha.
they're talking about, saying we got one in California, two in Missouri, and then one here. Yeah, all spread out. But yeah, that's what kitchens were. They're families, though. You're right about it. I spend more time with you.
you
Shoot.
do.
Yeah.
I
You
do.
actually spend more
I
time with your coworkers than
more
you do
time
your
with
actual
you.
family. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they become family.
8, 10 hours, 12-hour shifts, Then all you do is go home for like an hour or two and then go to sleep.
Or drink yourself.
Or, yeah, usually drink
Yeah.
myself to sleep. Let's be honest. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Lots
Yeah.
of extracurricular
Right.
activities until the sun
Yeah.
comes up.
Yep.
And then we're back at it at
Yep.
11 o'clock the next day. Hey.
Yep. And this is what we choose to do.
This is what did we choose it or did
I
they
mean,
choose us?
I
Like
think
I
it
don't
chose
know.
us.
Yeah, right? It chose us. I didn't choose
I
this.
mean, it's-
Chef Life.
it's like
Chef
the
Life chose
only,
me.
Like thing that we can do that we won't actually like get
Ain't that the
fired
truth?
from
Praise.
because of
Yeah.
just the way that we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It's accepted.
Yeah,
I
it-
mean,
it kind of is,
It's
though.
very accepted.
It's okay to
in
come
that
home with
lifestyle.
hangovers and all. I mean, I couldn't walk into any other job. Like, they would judge you, like, oh, Sean Paul's hungover again? Like, nope, not in a restaurant. Like, they'll look at you like, oh, you're hungover today? Oh,
Whatever. Dude,
we're going to
don't-
mess with you all day today now.
Don't tell me you've never gone to like school and just had them put on a movie or something like that. That those days that you always had a movie or a TV show in class, that teacher was hungover.
Oh,
Like, that
That's
teacher was
probably
totally
true.
fucking hungover.
that's
Okay,
probably true.
You see him in bars all
That's
the time.
true.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. That is
Oh, yeah.
true.
The next day
Yeah.
they're just putting on
That's
Bill
something-
Nye the Science
But
Guy.
that's not
You're
something as
like-
a kid you realize. That's something you grow up and you realize you're like, oh shit. Like I don't remember like I know it now, but I remember like being in middle school and then if you went out this like backside door that you weren't supposed to, it was like the teacher's back door or whatever, there was a coffee can with cigarette butts in there, And it was like that's the first time you realize like, oh wait, teachers smoke? Like teachers are real people. Yeah, they drink, they smoke, all that.
Oh yeah.
But you have a certain point to where like, nah, the teacher's just Mrs. Thompson.
Mhm.
So when you came back, what did you? Because you said you're just doing it for fun. Did you have a aim? Like, did you like find a place that you really wanted to go to, or like where did you work?
I actually went to a place that was really just right down the street from my house. It was in this little. It's called Vickery Village. So it's like $1 million homes with like a little like storefronts and restaurants out front. And
Oh wow.
they do like live music and stuff. And it was close. It was literally I could walk there if I had to.
That's convenient. That's really
Yeah.
convenient.
So I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of why I went there because it was really convenient. Like my real work and my play work were all 5 minutes in my own
Play
little
work.
bubble.
I like how you're flirting.
So-
Just working on it's just my play work.
It really was.
It really
I mean,
was, yeah.
It was for slaying servers
Yeah.
and making a little extra money.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Slaying servers.
Slaying 'em.
I know, right? I love it.
That's our new band name.
Oh, that's
Slaying servers.
servers.
I mean, it's really all it was. I mean,
Uh,
getting pussy and fucking making some extra money.
There you go.
Yep.
That was,
Yeah.
and then I got a couple really good guys in the kitchen, and I would stand. I was like, look, you let these guys go, or you piss them off, you need to pay them an extra $1. Like, so I go to bat for the the fry guys.
Nice.
Again, these were teenage kids. I'm 30 something.
Yeah.
And, you've got the 18-year-old who's there 18 hours a day, 6 days a week working fry,
Yeah.
and he's making like $10 an hour.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you got to give this kid an extra $1.
Yeah.
Like, this is
It's
ridiculous.
hard though. It's hard for restaurants to pay those wages, man. People don't understand. It's so hard. We talk about this all the time. I don't know what's gonna fix it. But like chefs getting paid what they should, cooks. Not just chefs, you know what I'm saying, but cooks getting paid what they should. Your line cooks, paying them a proper wage is just even now at $15, $20 an hour, it doesn't even feel like it's even enough, you know?
no,
Well,
it
it's
never
not.
does.
It's not.
Mm.
It
I
doesn't.
mean, you're talking. I mean, these people are barely making enough to live.
To pay rent, have this,
Yeah,
have that.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Mhm.
You're living at popoverty levels,
Yep.
bro.
Yep.
And you're working your ass off like
Yeah.
a slave
Yeah.
constantly.
Yeah. And then you go
I
back to it. He's like, you know what I don't have in my life? Slavery. I'm gonna go back and be a slave for a restaurant. I'm gonna go back and get
like,
abused.
For whatever reason, I enjoy the abuse.
Yeah.
It pisses me off because you don't get the reward for what you put in,
Yes.
even though the people who are in charge know you're putting in this effort.
Yeah.
It never gets. You might get a A. Good job.
A shift beer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, we call it a shift beer, and that's good enough to keep us together and keep us going. But it's the passion of it. mean, that's the reason I
guess
do
we
it. I know that.
because we like creating a product that people enjoy.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know,
And the chaos.
sit there and when you look at a table and someone's having a foodgasm in their mouth from the food you just prepared, it's this like I don't know, it's this huge rush of dopamine. It's like
Yeah.
you literally did a huge line of coke and you're ready to
We all know
freaking
that,
just
yeah.
go on forever and keep on keeping on.
I have another day to live.
Right? I mean, that's what it's about.
That's
I mean,
exactly what it's about. Yes, it really is. To a passionate
So-
chef, it is. It's about creating that food and then watching somebody else enjoy
and then,
what you
know,
cooked.
I wish there was more opportunity for people to just kind of show off. Not
Oh.
always have to be so cut and dry. Like,
Yeah.
this is the mundane shit I've got to do 7 days a week
yeah.
for my job. At least like maybe once a month or something, I get an opportunity to put in my 2 cents and say, hey, what if we do this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And make it. I mean, because it is you want to be creative, and you're really stifled by what is the theme of the restaurant or what is the goal for the night or whatever we happen to be doing on our menu. Doesn't really get a lot of input from the people who are making it. It comes from like the military. It comes from the general, and everybody's like, yes, yes, chef.
Yes, chef. Yes, chef.
Mhm.
Chef created it. It's gonna be good, But I think Chef Brian touched on that a little bit last
Chef
week,
Brian,
too.
he did. I think that's why Century House is so unique to me, and not really. Yeah, I say unique, but unique to like especially Georgia and like our areas.
Yeah,
because he gives people the chance and the opportunity to be like, hey, you want to make something, make it.
yeah.
Show me what you got. And if it works, we can put it out there where you can be showcased.
Yep.
People do get to show off a little bit, but you're
Uh-huh.
absolutely right. Like there's too many places that I've worked where I just get bored
hmm
because I'm just making the same food
Mhm.
nonstop, and I'm just like, and that's why I had so many jobs.
I was the same way. I'm sitting there. I mean, I was the one who actually put that bug in Brian's ear because I'm like, dude, I'm so much more than a fucking French dip. Can we
Yeah.
do something?
Yeah.
Can we do something, please?
He took your advice. He's doing it now, which was really cool. Because we talked about how, the younger chefs, and it is fun as older chefs, we've been doing this for so long now. Sometimes we do lose that passion, that creativity. But if you watch a younger chef do something, you're like, and they're trying to create something. They just don't know how to do it quite right yet. You're like, hey, if you do this, or you give them little tricks and tips, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, like their creativity can inspire me also. You know, I'm like, oh man, I like where he's going with this. I'm gonna go ahead and steal that and finish that real quick. Like, and that's what
Or
Chef Brian's
you
doing.
just give them that nudge. You give them
Yeah.
that knowledge they don't have.
Yes.
'Cause
Yes.
You say, hey, this is, I see
Yes.
what you're doing.
Yep.
And to make that work, you need to
And it's
do X.
beautiful. It is such a beautiful thing.
But that's what it should be about.
That's-
I mean,
yeah,
it's
100%,
It's
yeah.
about, don't get all, stuck up your own ass because you're this
Right.
huge executive
Oh, man.
chef
Oh man.
and just preach down to the choir. Let the choir have
Yeah.
some, sing a song every now and
Right.
again. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Yeah.
From the restaurant owner to the executive chef, do you think it's just that they don't trust?
Oh, it's a
that
combination
they
of
do
a whole
something,
bunch
it's
or-
a lot of
things.
one, it's the food cost.
Hmm.
So trying to rein a young chef in who doesn't really have his head wrapped around what something actually costs to produce it, the labor that goes into making it, is one thing.
Yeah.
And the other thing is we actually have to make it look good, taste good, and sell it for a profit. And sometimes things just don't work. And
Facts. Young
know,
chefs don't really have quite that palate. That's
They-
why you gotta have that
you know,
executive chef.
Right.
they don't have the, okay, this is what works. This is what sells. This is what people like. So we have to kind of know our clientele and also make a dish that will stun them while trying to keep everything at a certain price point. That's
Mhm.
why it doesn't
Yeah.
really happen that much.
So if it's made perfectly, it falls within the price, but then there's so many variables because you can waste product. It can go out and they
Yeah.
might not like it. You can do
Correct.
like all these things, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
that
It's a big
margin is
gamble.
not
I mean,
what
it
it's
is.
like putting a quarter in the slot machine and pulling the handle. It may work, you may win, and it may
Yep.
bust.
So it's
Yeah.
easier to go
Yeah.
with the tried and true.
Yes,
Everyone
it's-
knows already how to make this. Why would we have the friction of trying to do something new and have all those growing pains again from that
yeah.
executive chef
Yeah.
and owner perspective, where they're
Yeah.
looking at the overall picture and they're going, yeah, we brought on a new menu item, but bringing on this item costs us this, and we're not actually making that much more. So why wouldn't we just stick with the stuff we know? Why try anything new? Or if we're going to try new things, we'll keep it safe. Anything that gets too out there with new ingredients and we got to figure out this new food cost. I mean, if you're the one
And
looking
also
at the budget,
sometimes training.
yeah,
like
yeah.
training as well. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a whole
it's
nother budgetary
techniques,
constraint.
Some of the new
Yeah.
kids just don't know.
They don't know.
just
Yeah.
don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a lot of it comes down to, some of it just doesn't get disseminated down, and they don't, they're not shown the right way, or the
Mhm.
person who actually has the job of teaching this new kid doesn't really feel it that day.
Yeah.
Doesn't have his 100% in, and
Yeah.
it just falls short, or something happens.
Are there culinary consultants that'll come into restaurants?
Absolutely.
Yeah, most
Chef Brian's
definitely.
doing that right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Heard.
absolutely. I've been hired. I've done that before. I was on a 3-month project where all I did
And-
was just
and
go in and build their team, get their staff up, build their menu, train their staff for 3 months, and I was out. That was all I had to do.
Okay. And they kind of take it from there. Okay.
Yep.
We have a process.
Yep.
Now we can teach new people.
Yep, exactly.
Hopefully they hold on to some of those people.
Yeah, because they had never owned a restaurant. They always wanted to own a restaurant. Huge
That
mistake.
sounds smart.
Yeah, I know, right?
Go figure. Getting a professional to
Ugh.
come in and train a kitchen instead of just being like, I'm going to open a restaurant and
Yeah.
my best friend Jimmy's going to be the manager.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
going to do a great job.
you can be surprised sometimes. I've worked at a place that actually had one come in, and the owners didn't want to listen to a word he said.
Oh yeah, that's
so
very
it was just like
difficult
the
also.
entire staff is getting trained. We all know the stuff now, and everything is going great on our side. But then he was just like, okay, so this is what's happening with this menu item, this blah blah. Going down like what you were just describing, like the food costs versus actually putting out good food, and where those two have to meet. And they were just like, no, we want to do this, so we're just going to do this. It's like
we appreciate your
then
input.
congratulations, you wasted more money.
Yeah.
You
You're guaranteed to fail.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
And they do. They did.
Within the
Yes.
first year, it will be by.
Yes,
it will
it
no
did.
longer exist.
Yep. That's exactly what happens.
And a lot of it has to do with like really your clientele and where you are. Like where Brian is, he's in a place where he has an opportunity to be able to experiment a little bit more because
Yeah.
he can have a bigger price point
Yeah.
for lower priced items, so he can make money on, say, like where most people would have a $12 French dip, he has almost an
18.
$20
Yeah.
French dip,
Yeah.
Mm.
just because
Yeah.
of where he's located.
Yeah. That downtown Woodstock, what I'm saying, it's actually a happening place now. You know what I'm saying? They have built it up. They have done a very
yeah.
good job.
It's an
down there.
affluent. That area is pretty affluent.
Yeah.
And everything. There's obviously if you go too far to the other side, then all of a sudden it turns into the opposite.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't think that's every major
That-
city.
yeah, that's just kind of
Yeah.
what happens. It's like the further out you get from like the main areas, it's like, okay, we're just gonna
There's
keep
little
getting
pockets,
poorer and poorer and
And then a
poorer.
little pocket of some rich people.
Yeah.
Rich people moved out this far now and it's spread. Yeah.
But yeah, no, Woodstock's good for that kind of stuff. You
Yeah.
can charge
No,
what
it
you
is.
want.
It
Yeah.
is. It is.
There's-
Same up in my area in Alpharetta Cumming. It's-
Okay, they're getting
Yeah.
up there now,
Oh,
too.
damn, you in Alpharetta?
Yes, sir. I'm in Alphachetta.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You okay. Alpharetta is like one of those where it's just like it's like, okay, great, awesome. This place looks great. This looks great. Where the fuck am I?
No,
Where
the, oh, man.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Where did I make a wrong turn at? Wait. GPS, are you sure about this?
Mm.
Okay, so that's where you've been working for like how long have you been in that area?
Almost 20 years now.
Wow.
Okay, so when you went back to cooking, you were in Alpharetta Cumming.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the place that I was telling you where I'm at, it's a housing development that has their kind of own little shops and restaurants and
Okay.
Oh, okay.
stuff out front.
Yeah.
So it's like a kind of one shop kind of stop thing.
It's like
Yeah.
near Main Street,
It's off of Post Road actually, and
Post Road.
yeah, it's like Alpharetta is up at the end of the street, and if you go towards 20, you end up towards Cumming, where it's more lower end
Okay.
country kind of.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
definitely that's
Yeah.
where all the country bumpkins come from.
All right.
So
Not
there's
to make
some
fun
of
of anybody, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's very country out there.
They got good moonshine up there.
They drive tractors on the road.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
Yeah, I mean downtown Cumming is nothing but lawyers and
Sales bonds.
bail
Or
bonds,
DUIs.
courthouses,
DUIs, driving
and,
schools.
and
Yeah.
chicken processing. I mean the Tyson plant. I mean there is
Yeah.
no like
Heard. Never been. I was
Woodstock.
just taking a guess on
there's
all
no
these.
Woodstock where they have a downtown area where
Okay.
they just built a city center, but it's really garbage. There's not much. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's garbage. It's absolute
Heard.
garbage.
Take
They
that,
wasted money.
Alpharetta.
Yeah, all right.
Well, Alpharetta's
The-
great. I
I'm
mean, they have
sorry.
Avalon. Avalon
Yeah.
and Alpharetta is like
No,
Oh,
yeah, I'm sorry.
insane.
Yeah.
Avalon is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my
Oh,
life.
it's dumb.
man.
It's dumb, but
I met the guy who did the closets for because he he does when they built those apartments and everything like that, they're all super like expensive now.
yeah, they're retarded.
Yeah, but they're cheap. Like it's basically like buying like a plastic car and then getting charged like $20,000 for it. It's
For all the amenities that are downstairs.
yeah.
Ah, they have like with the clubhouse and the pools and all
well,
that.
I worked at Hotel Avalon for a while.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, dude.
in
okay.
their catering department, room service, restaurant. What are you talking about?
They have a South City kitchen
Yeah.
in Hotel Avalon. And
Okay, I don't know
I-
nothing about
I
this.
worked
Yeah.
there for a couple of years.
'Cause
So
they're all
what
set
is
up-
this Avalon? Can you explain a little bit for like people like me that don't know what this
You've never
Avalon?
been?
No,
So picture
no, I have no
Beverly
idea
Hills
what this.
shopping.
Okay, I know that one. I've
Mhm.
been to
That's-
Rodeo Drive.
That's
Okay.
Avalon.
Oh, okay.
With
That's a
all
good
of the
example.
apartments and things sitting above the shops.
I mean,
Kind
there's
of like the Palisades too.
there's-
Like we have Palisades
there's
and things like
there's
that.
a
So it's
Tesla
built like that.
dealer. There's an Apple.
Okay.
There's Prada. There's Gucci.
Yeah,
There's
and then there's
Yeah.
apartments within that shopping
and then
center.
there's living
Literally
above.
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 Like, so
Above
all the
all-
shops are the bottom
First
or the first
floor.
floor.
yeah.
And then above that, saying
You'll have
like,
like
you can live
2
there.
to 4 stories of housing,
Okay,
and you live right above the shop. So when you
Ah.
walk down, boom, you're in the center.
it's like that. What's that old Sears building in downtown Atlanta to where like there's a rooftop miniature putt golf.
Oh
and
man,
what's that place
before
called?
Sears shut down.
Yes, and they turned it in. They have apartments. They have all this shopping
Oh.
in it, and like my wife has taken me there before.
I don't know.
Like,
It
on the
sounds like
rooftop-
it sounds like Pont City Market.
Yes, that's it. Pond City
Yeah.
Market.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
Pond City Market. So it's kind of similar to that then.
Yes.
Okay,
It's an outdoor
but it's in a community.
mall.
Okay,
That's what they call it.
okay. So people that live there, whenever they want something to eat and they want to go to a restaurant, they just go
They just
downstairs,
go downstairs.
You're right
walk
there. Oh,
over
yeah.
there, get hammered, drunk, and then walk back. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Like if Atlantic Station
Yeah.
had like
That's
had
why.
housing.
That's what you're paying for then.
Oh
understand
just
that.
convenience.
Convenience.
You're right there.
You're
You got
right,
your utility
yeah.
set up. You can
Yeah.
walk across the street, you can walk everywhere. You don't want to
Nice.
drive? Yeah, you walk to the movie theater, then walk to a restaurant, then walk back home, walk out to the pool. You
Nice.
don't have to go anywhere if you don't
Yeah.
want to.
Well, Jason, I'm surprised I haven't worked with you then. I used to work out in those areas like
I've
all the
been
time.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys passive cross. I'm sure we start naming restaurants. That's how it always works out.
Oh yeah, we know. Everybody knows everybody.
The two guests we've had on before you, I have either worked at restaurants they did or they've worked for me so far. Somehow our paths always cross. Like they brought over Cody, saying I didn't even realize it was the same Cody that I knew. They were just like, oh, our friend Cody's coming over. He's going to do an interview. I was like, cool. Cody shows up and I'm like, I know this guy. And they're like, of course you do, Sean Paul. I was like, yeah, I was his boss at one point in time. And then me and Chef Brian worked at the same catering restaurant, like differently. Like I worked there first. Years later, Brian worked there.
I met Brian at the oddest place. It was Truck and Tap in Alpharetta.
That's right. That's
Oh,
right.
Downtown Milton.
Oh my god, I know exactly where that is.
Downtown
Oh, wow.
Milton.
It's
Truck
Like
and
right
Tap.
there by the Smoke Jacks and all that.
It's right behind there.
Yep.
You guys is passive cross.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's why we're Curry and everything. They have that nice little, they have that cool little record store that's over there too.
Yeah,
I love that.
vinyl records.
Yep.
Oh wow. All right.
Play it
See?
again, vinyl. Or
That's the thing
something
about
like
the
that.
chef
Like, you're just
circles,
taking me
too.
back. You're like a time machine for me right now. I'm like, oh.
Those are the good old days.
Simpler
right?
days.
Good times. The Alpharetta stomping days.
Oh, before
Town-
Tina
it's the
left
town of
me.
Milton now.
Oh.
Well, okay. So to get back, I guess to so where we are in the story at this point, you've come back. You're working both jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I
And-
skipped the whole part in North Carolina where I worked for a personal chef, which was
Wait.
pretty
Oh.
awesome.
Wow.
But you worked
When was
for a
that?
personal chef, so you were like
Yeah.
part of like the staff of like a house, like a mansion type thing, right?
No, it was a personal chef service. So
Oh, okay.
Pre-IT, post-IT. Pre-IT. Okay. Okay.
It was after chef school.
Okay.
I
Wow.
moved to Raleigh, North Carolina, and I started working for a personal chef service. So this
Okay.
guy
Oh,
was,
nice.
Chef Mario's personal chef service, and
So you'd go in and
The
then they would send
concept-
you to the houses to go work
we
at.
would
Yep.
meet at a grocery store, do our shopping in the morning,
Yep.
and then we'd be disseminated out to whatever client we would go to that day.
Yep. I've done that
Okay.
before. I've worked for a couple of places like that. It's pretty cool.
That was kind of the like most chill, coolest job I had for a while because
Yeah.
you're like in these $1 million kitchens.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
making doing meal prep
Yep.
for
Yeah.
Yep.
rich
So-
people.
Yep.
So like, what would you make for them though?
Oh, we would make anything. We do anything from
Pretty much whatever their
salad,
menu was.
like
Yeah.
prepping up salad
First course,
stuff
second
to
course.
sobu noodles and pepper steak, ginger seared tuna,
Nice.
Okay.
with fried rice and all kinds of
Did
stuff.
you get to choose
all
the
kinds
menu,
of
or
stuff.
did
They actually picked whatever
Yeah. I was
they
gonna
say,
wanted.
yeah.
So we do like it just depended. Like some people would do lots of soups and lasagna, so they could portion it out and keep it. We did a lot of like breakfast stuff where we do breakfast burritos and English
Nice.
muffins and pre-make them and wrap them and stick them in the freezer and you pull them out. Put them in the toaster oven for 5 minutes and you've got a bacon, egg, and cheese, breakfast burrito instead of having to spend the whatever
Yep.
time it was to make it. So
that's
Yeah.
cool. Okay.
basically bringing the local fresh ingredients into
Yeah.
people who were dual income, had kids and didn't have a lot of time in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So they would just meal prep and freeze it.
Oh, nice.
So some people called it leftovers, but it was,
Yeah. Yeah, I've
We
worked
just-
for events like that to where like we
It's like we're
did- we
intentionally
went and did
making
those.
like we're pre-making leftovers.
Yeah.
You haven't had it yet, but
You
it's
will.
gonna be cold in the freezer or, or in the
till you heat it up
refrigerator.
again, but
Yeah.
it was made fresh.
That's a refreshing story. It's like most of the private people I've listened to talk about like private chef gigs and stuff like that. And most of the people that have a lot of people just eat simple foods. Like they're spending most of their time just eating like
Yeah.
grilled cheeses on a yacht.
Some of them, yeah.
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 But other ones we would, we do like food you'd find in a 5-star restaurant.
Yeah.
Fuck
Dinner
yeah.
parties. They have a lot of dinner parties. Rich white people like dinner parties.
Did you ever have to do that, like the events and stuff like that for them?
Oh yeah, Yeah, we would do a, Saturday night dinner party for, 15, 20
Yep.
people. We did a lot of holiday prep for them doing their turkeys
Yeah.
and sides
Yeah.
and Christmas, uh, roast, your ground beef, your your
Yeah.
roast porks
Yeah.
and all that shit. We do it all. Do all the sides,
Yeah.
So, they take all the credit, but we do all the work.
Absolutely.
And you're giving up your holidays, I guess. Because I
Yeah.
mean, like, yeah, if you're working Thanksgiving,
Yeah.
Christmas
Yeah.
parties, things
Yeah.
like that, I mean, you're giving up a lot.
Well,
Yep.
the money was good.
Oh yeah.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, it paid,
Yeah.
pretty good.
And you can make almost $1,000 after tips on a night like that. I've made some good money
Yeah.
off drunk white
You
people
make-
tipping.
Look, I literally just did a catering party for a lady a month ago, and it was a seafood boil. I stood there for maybe 2 hours. The time I was there, she was trying to get me drunk and high, and I made $400.
Okay.
For 2 hours, yeah.
2 hours of just sitting there and trying to get drunk and high
Yep.
and just be like, and you're still going to give me money?
Hey, you pay me for this?
Damn. What are the prerequisites to getting into a career like that? Aside from already needing to have a culinary background
Really,
and
just
understanding,
word of
but-
mouth.
Yeah, it's a
really,
lot
the
of word of
way
mouth.
it's
Yeah.
word of mouth.
It's
who you know.
It's a who you know, not what you know
Yeah.
kind of gig.
Yep.
Hmm.
It is definitely.
And as far as private chef, if you want to do that, it's a lot of advertising, marketing, and
Yep.
just finding the clientele.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And then basically you would, like, say if I owned the business, I would be the main chef, and then once my schedule filled up and I had, say, instead, I could handle maybe 7 clients depending on the schedule. And if I had, say, 20 clients, then I'd just sub it out to another guy. So I'd be like, okay, you want to come work for me, as long as you know what you're doing, you get your own kit. So they would have, all their pots and pans, and then they have like their own pantry. You bring that with you everywhere you go shopping, and then you do the work, and I pay you $100 is basically what you would make. So the regular chef would probably make, say, $200 to $300 per client, and you got $100 of that.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
your day would start at 9:00 in the morning, and you'd be done by 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay.
For $100.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
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 I do miss working kind of stuff like that, like some of those catering events.
Yeah,
like I
there
do
are-
miss
there are
those.
gigs like
Yeah.
that out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine
Yeah.
they're looking for people. Holy
Oh yeah, I bet you
Especially,
they are.
Holidays are really the
Yeah,
killer.
the
I
holidays
mean,
are the killer.
You can go in and be a bartender at somebody's holiday party.
Oh my
and make
God.
stupid money, and all
Yeah.
you're doing is cracking
Yeah.
beers and pouring. Like,
Yep.
you're not doing anything.
Yeah, that's
fancy.
it.
Just Jack and Coke.
Yeah.
Jack and Coke,
Yep.
vodka tonics.
That's usually
Yep.
I've done my
I
share
mean-
of house parties for
Nice.
like $1 million houses. What
Yeah.
Yeah.
bartender.
Yeah.
It's
When
just
I-
you're just cleaning up. You're
Yep.
you're talking. You're
Yep.
serving, but they're usually
Yep.
not doing anything fancy.
When I first
Yeah.
moved here in Georgia, I worked for a place called Never Enough Time, and it was a little sandwich store. Literally, our busiest hours between 11 and 2, and all we did was make sandwiches. But they did a whole slew of catering, and the lady who owned it lived in Windermere and was like a tennis lady, so she knew all these tennis moms, and
Ah.
they would make so much money catering for the holidays and weekends, and just like you said, dinner parties.
Yeah.
We need somebody to come in and set up
Yep.
heat up the food and serve
Yep.
drinks.
Yep.
And
Mm.
you'd walk out of there, you'd spend 4 hours, and you'd walk out of there with like $250.
Yeah. Sometimes more. Like I said, just depends.
Just depends on how
walked out of
generous
there.
they wanted to write that
Yeah.
tip for.
Uh huh. I've walked out of there
I
like,
mean, just
wow.
working it, you would make $100.
Yeah.
Just for the time you were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome though.
Yep.
So now you're still working in the industry, right? Or are you back out?
No, I've been out since I left the Century House before
Yeah.
Sean Paul left. I haven't done
Yeah.
anything for 6 months now.
He's retired also.
All right.
Just kind of chilling at the house, losing my mind.
Cooking anything good?
Not really.
Oh,
Oh
really.
man. Gotta get that back. I know I'm still cooking.
I'm
Still doing
looking.
that at-home
I don't know
chef
what
thing.
I'm doing. I really don't.
Yeah, you don't.
I'm a lost soul right now.
Yeah, you are.
yeah, but it's by choice, right? Because like that's the kind of the whole point was it's like you're just tired of the grind of everything.
Yeah, I'm tired of, we don't get the respect that we we should get. I mean, I'm tired of a server comes in and works 4 hours, barely knows the menu, and walks out with like $400 in their pocket. And I've been there for 18 hours. I know everything in the restaurant the first 3 days I start working there, and I'm getting not even half that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've been to culinary school. I have
Yeah.
an associate's degree in culinary art.
Yeah.
It's the only degree you can have that doesn't mean dick.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
a
Have you ever
liberal
taken
arts
the-
degree.
Yeah, you're right above liberal arts for
Yeah.
sure. You can actually
Yeah.
do stuff.
Yeah.
It means nothing. It's not
We're
worth
actually
the
we're
paper or the
needed,
money
but
I
it's
spent.
not. I know. That sucked though,
I
but
told you.
it's not. I
I
think it's
told-
not worth it. I think it's worth the knowledge. I think that's really. It's not worth the paper. You're right. That
But
piece of
you
paper.
can learn that
and
if
you
you just
can,
start working.
But it's
going
gonna take you a lot longer. It's gonna take you a lot longer and technical.
You are really raising Zach up right now.
Yeah,
Thank you
I know.
so much.
Zach's on your side. I'm not.
I'm with you.
I'm with you. 100%.
I'm for culinary school.
No, it doesn't matter, Shumpa.
I
I'm gonna
think
tell you right now.
I think it does.
It does not matter.
I think it does.
No.
Hey.
You
Agree to disagree.
Okay, let's do this. You go get somebody who's put in the work
Uh huh.
and gone to culinary school.
Uh huh.
I'll go get Joe Schmo off the fucking street and we'll throw
Waffle
down.
House. You're gonna get the Waffle House guy
I'll
against
get
my
whoever-
culinary
you
student.
can pick them.
I think that would be a good episode.
You can pick them.
All right, I'll get you a Waffle
Don't
House.
pick me. I might prove
I'll
you wrong.
get
on
you
that
a
one.
Waffle House. You know what I'm saying? And I get my culinary student. I get somebody who just graduated culinary school, graduated.
Yep.
And then you can have the Waffle House guy that's been doing it
I'll take the Waffle
10
House
years.
guy. Give me
All
the
right.
Waffle House guy. I'll
Deal.
take him all day.
I'm taking
every
culinary
day.
guy. I got
all
culinary
day,
school.
every day.
I got
Throwing
culinary
down.
You know
school.
what?
It's a throwdown now.
The
Now we
the
need
Waffle
a
House
culinary
guy
student and we need
at
a Waffle
least
House
knows
guy.
What's
wanna
going
see
on
who
and
can
what's
outcook.
expected.
I'm just
I
saying.
can teach him the process.
Oh, so now you get to teach. I don't have to teach my guy nothing.
No, but you gotta teach
You
that
have to
guy the
teach.
sense of urgency.
I do
He's
have to
been in
teach him
school.
that. Ah.
You gotta
Told
teach him.
you.
You gotta teach him the sense of urgency. He don't know what the hell urgency is. He
does
don't
not.
know.
He does not.
He
does
doesn't know
not.
12 minutes. Waffle House knows 12 minutes.
Waffle House knows 8.
That's what I'm saying. I will take the Waffle House guy all day long.
I love you, but
I love
I
you.
will give you.
I think I just found my beautiful
I will
friend.
give you 3. I will give you 3 new culinary students, and I will take one guy from Waffle House.
Wait, how long did you get to train and how long do I get to train?
I'll train him on the job.
Okay, I'll
Right
train him on the
there
job.
that
I'll train
day.
on the job too.
That day.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
Mm.
Oh.
Because
Oh my
he's
God.
already got ingrained in
Yeah.
his soul what I need. I
That's
need him
true.
to fucking act and have a sense of urgency. And he knows that.
He knows that. He does know that.
He knows
does
that from day one.
Day one.
They don't even write shit down.
But no.
They remember what's going on
They
by
just
the
start putting
plate that
mayonnaise
is
packets
set.
and pills down.
All he
They know
does
the
is
set.
look at the plate and go, okay, I got to have that on the fucking grill
Yeah.
right now.
They
You
know the
tell a
set.
culinary student to look at a plate from Waffle House and tell me what he needs to throw down on the grill. He won't have
You
a clue.
won't have a fucking clue.
Not a damn clue.
I'm so happy right now. My nipples are hard.
Fuck. Whatever. I'm clocking out. That's the end of my shit. I'm going home.
Bye.
Clocking out. Goodbye.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye. I'm clocking out. That's it. You
Oh
guys
my
can
God.
have it. Take your Waffle House employees.
We are antagonizing Sean every episode going forward.
Oh, that was
Ah,
beautiful. Thank you so much.
Oh,
for
you're
this.
welcome.
Not
My,
beautiful. Not
my
beautiful.
pleasure. Anytime.
You know what I
Oh.
mean? Y'all think that Sean Paul's the asshole, but really, I'm the one that gets shit on the most.
It's only because we love you.
I know
Yeah.
that's probably true.
And we respect you.
Yeah, but still,
You taught me a
no,
lot.
it's not true. I'm still taking the
I
culinary
didn't have to go to
student.
culinary school though.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You know
were
why?
self-taught.
You know why?
School.
Because
He's
I
self-taught.
no. You taught me. Just like he just said.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I
taught
learned
you on
shit
the
from
job,
you.
yeah.
We did all. You are literally arguing with a man when you did the exact same shit with me.
Yeah. But if I had a culinary student, I don't know. I'd still take my culinary student.
There you go. That's
No
something
shit.
you can
Why?
change.
Because
You-
he knows French terms?
Yeah, exactly. I can come to go cut up Renoirs or a Julienne, or I need this and this and this done. If I need this done, like, they're going to be able to do those prep options without me training on the job and taking my whole time up also.
All I have to do is change my vocabulary. Instead of speaking French to him, I just tell him what I need.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I love him. I love you, man.
I don't right now. Jason, no. You know what? You clock out and go home. You know what? Fuck that shit.
Oh, it feels good.
No.
It's good to finally have somebody else on the other side of the fence here to validate
Yeah.
some things.
Yeah. And you're you know, saying a culinary student alumni too. Like you went there and you
Yeah.
still shit on it.
I
You went
do.
to one of the best ones
I did.
too.
Yes.
This
I
fool went to
did.
Johnson and Wales, bro. He didn't even go like
Damn,
CIA
dude. You went,
or none of them. You know what I'm saying? They go
Yep.
to the top in the country, and that was in the 80s, 90s,
It was 90s.
93,
Really?
94.
Mid
Yeah.
90s, 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Spent 3 months in Rhode Island, Providence, doing
See,
practicum.
I still represent my Lee Cordon Bleu. I don't care till the day I die. I went there. I learned a
Bullshit.
lot.
All
I'm just
bullshit.
saying it is, you know, you learn what not to do also because there's practical and unpractical, but like it's the techniques and the things that I know now, like how to do certain things. Like I don't know.
Hmm.
We do have to wrap this up though, as we are.
yeah,
getting to our
we're
time.
getting to time. So
Yeah.
just to like I guess wrap things up and everything like that. I know that you're like, kind of just say you're just like sitting at home just shit doing shit right now, but I mean, you got any plans to do anything in the future, or you got you're just trying to relax right now and just kind of deal with it and process?
Yeah. Take a little breather.
I'm kind of taking a little breather, but I think I'm looking at doing something. I'm not quite sure what though.
Okay.
I'm kind of got re-inspired to maybe do personal chef or catering or something along those lines.
Heck
All
yeah.
right.
I mean, I am almost 50, so it's kind of hard for me to stand for 18 hours in a kitchen nowadays
Right.
and
But
do that.
You can train the Waffle House guy how to. Just pay the Waffle House guy better.
Of course. I mean,
Yeah, that's
I
it.
mean, you get what you pay for.
That's true.
I mean, if you want bullshit, you keep on paying the prices you want. I mean,
Yeah.
this is why there's so much turnaround in our business. I mean, 'cause
I agree with that 100%. Yeah.
You got the people who are passionate like us
Yeah.
who stick with it and do it because we have to.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got bills to pay, we've got rent to pay, we've got
Yeah.
this to do, and we're kind of trapped. I mean, we could go do something else, but we're not going to like it,
yeah.
even though we hate what we do sometimes.
Facts. Yeah. Facts.
It's
No
a
argument.
love-hate relationship.
All right. Well, you open your
It's-
business up. We'll start talking. We'll bring you back on when you
And it's
get
like they
back.
always say, you know, so once you get into management, you'll never cook again, that type
Yeah.
thing. So it's like you don't have to spend as much time in the kitchen. You can have those weak knees and sit in the office, run
I'm
some,
not-
crunch
I
some
got
numbers.
the-
I'm not good as a manager. That's why
Oh!
I got to be behind the line in the
Okay.
trenches.
He's gonna hire somebody to manage him. He'll
Yes.
hire me to manage his ass.
We'll just
Like,
get you
Jason,
something
let's
that
go.
like comes down from the ceiling and you can like sit on it. You can
I-
just like float around.
I actually just saw that the other day. It's some
Like
German guy who has that.
Oh,
He was in a-
really?
yeah, he was in a motorcycle accident, and there's literally
Oh,
like he
like
has
a
this,
rail system set
Yes.
up. Yes.
He has a rail system that supports him, and he can still cook. And every time he moves around, the whole thing is all set up, so it's like a big kind of U.
Oh
And
wow.
he can go from his prep station over to his hot side.
That's dope.
I just fucking made that up. I had no idea someone had done that.
It actually
That's
exists.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, it is.
I just saw it on Instagram the other day.
Dang.
Some
All
German
right.
guy who had a motorcycle accident, but still needed
Dude.
to cook.
That's sick.
All right. Bet.
Go him. That's
Go
you.
him. Yes. You.
That's you, Jason.
All right. Good night.
Have a good night.
I'm seriously
All right,
clocking out now.
All right,
For
I'll
real,
sign
though.
off.
All over the
End of the
place.
shift.
You're getting into
That's what
overtime.
makes it
Get off my clock.
Yeah.
Saw that, dude.
I just reached 40 hours, Chef.
Come in early so you can finish cleaning up.
But don't clock in. But
Don't clock in for that.
That was. Fuck, told you about culinary squad. Fuck, told you.
Not me.